On the galactic stage, power is displayed. The Kthar bring warriors clad in energy armor. The Palin are flanked by specialists wielding neural disruptors. Every species brings a sword to the negotiating table, except for the humans. Their guards carry nothing. No rifles, no blades, not even a sidearm. They just stand there, confident, silent. But in the cold, sterile halls of the Galactic Council, a secret is about to be exposed. Why do the humans, a species born of conflict, send their diplomats into danger completely unarmed? What kind of training could possibly replace the firepower of a plasma rifle? And what happens when the galaxy's most dangerous predators finally understand that the deadliest weapon in the room was never the one you could see? The Council found out why human diplomatic guards carry no weapons. Before we begin, your subscription is the fuel for our journey across the stars. Please take a moment to subscribe and like this story. It helps the channel reach new worlds. Alright, let's begin the story. Then, Ambassador Kalen of the Xylar Confederation adjusted his ceremonial collar. The microfilaments tightened, a familiar pressure against his scales. But it did little to ease the tension building in his primary heart. He was watching the humans approach. They had only been members of the Galactic Council for 3 planetary cycles, but they still puzzled him greatly. Every other species brought armed guards to the confluence, the Great Council Station. It was standard protocol, a show of strength, a necessary precaution. The Kthar brought their hulking shockstaff warriors. The Palin were accompanied by their infamous neural disruptor specialists. Even the peaceful Mondovi had their gravity manipulators. But the humans, their guards carried no weapons whatsoever. Look at them, Kalen whispered to his aide, Gliss. So confident, yet so vulnerable. He couldn't decide if they were fools or geniuses. Gliss fluttered her sensory membranes. Perhaps both, Ambassador. The reports from their world are concerning. The human diplomatic team was small. Ambassador Anya Sharma was a short woman with dark, curly hair and a perpetual half-smile that Kalen found deeply unsettling. She was flanked by 2 guards. One was a towering, dark-skinned man named Marcus Thorne. His shoulders were as wide as a cargo loader. He moved with a heavy, deliberate grace that suggested immense power held in reserve. The other was a pale, lithe woman called Eva Rostova. She moved like a whisper, her eyes constantly scanning, missing nothing. No visible weapons, not even concealed ones. The Confluence's security scanners confirmed it. Ambassador Sharma, Kalen greeted, extending his primary manipulators in the traditional gesture of diplomatic welcome. The Council is pleased by your punctual arrival. Sharma smiled. We humans value time, Ambassador Kalen, almost as much as you Xylarians value proper introductions. Yes, well. He couldn't help but glance at her guards. Your security detail seems rather, shall we say, minimalist? Sharma's smile widened. Oh, Marcus and Eva? They're all we need. The huge man, Marcus, gave a curt nod but remained silent. The woman, Eva, smiled in a way that made Kalen's exoskeleton feel suddenly too tight. Fascinating, he replied, trying to mask his discomfort. The council session begins in 12 minutes. Warlord Grok of the Kthar Imperium has requested a private word with you beforehand. Sharma's eyebrow raised. The Kthar? Well, isn't that just peachy? Lead the way. As they walked through the grand corridor, Kalen observed the human guards. They were constantly scanning, noting every detail, every person they passed. No visible communication devices, yet they appeared to be in perfect sync. Your guards, Kalen ventured. They seem quite attentive. Sharma laughed. That's one way to put it. Marcus spent 15 years in our special forces before joining the diplomatic corps. Eva has a background that, well, let's just say it's classified at levels even I don't have access to. Yet they carry no weapons, Kalen pressed. Warlord Grok has 6 armed guards at all times, each capable of destroying half this station. Quality over quantity, Ambassador. Sharma replied with that infuriating half-smile. They arrived at the antechamber. Warlord Grok was waiting. The Kthar were massive, reptilian beings with armored hides and temperaments to match. Grok stood nearly 3 meters tall, surrounded by his guards. They carried plasma pulse rifles that hummed with barely contained energy. Human, Grok rumbled. Your presence in the council displeases the Kthar Imperium. Sharma didn't even blink. Good afternoon to you too, Warlord. Lovely weather we're having in this climate-controlled space station, wouldn't you agree? Kalen nearly choked. No one spoke to the Kthar with such casual disregard. Grok's scales flushed an angry crimson. Your species has been granted privileges beyond your worth. The trade routes through Sector 19 should have been awarded to the Kthar. The council voted, Sharma said, examining her fingernails. Democracy. Funny that way. Democracy. Grok spat the word like a curse. A concept for the weak. The Kthar take what they deserve. One of Grok's guards stepped forward. It towered over Sharma. The security scanners should have prevented any threatening movements, but they remained silent. Kalen realized with horror that the Kthar must have hacked the system. Perhaps, the Kthar guard growled. The humans need a demonstration of true power. What happened next occurred so quickly that Kalen's compound eyes could barely process it. Marcus Thorne moved. One moment, he was standing passively behind Sharma. The next, he had somehow redirected the Kthar guard's momentum, using the alien's own weight against it. The guard, easily twice Marcus's mass, crashed into the floor with a sound like a cargo container being dropped from orbit. At the exact same instant, Eva Rostova had closed the distance to another guard. Her hands moved in a blur, striking what appeared to be random points on the Kthar's body. The massive alien froze in place, then collapsed like a puppet with its strings cut. The remaining 4 guards raised their weapons, but found themselves suddenly hesitant. Sharma hadn't moved an inch. Gentlemen, she said calmly, let's not make a diplomatic incident out of a simple conversation. Grok's breathing had accelerated, his chest heaving with rage, or perhaps fear. What kind of technology is this? Our scanners detected no weapons, no enhancements. Sharma smiled. No technology, Warlord Grok. Just humans. Kalen couldn't believe what he had just witnessed. 2 unarmed humans had neutralized 2 elite Kthar guards in less time than it took him to blink his tertiary eyes. Ambassador Sharma. Kalen found his voice. Perhaps we should proceed to the council chamber. The session will begin shortly. Of course, Sharma nodded pleasantly. Warlord Grok, I look forward to continuing our discussion in a more formal setting. As they walked away, leaving the stunned Kthar delegation behind, Kalen couldn't contain his curiosity any longer. How did your guards do that? Some form of hidden technology? Psionic abilities your species has concealed? Sharma chuckled. Nothing so exotic, Ambassador. Humans have been fighting each other for thousands of years. We've gotten rather good at it. Marcus is trained in several martial arts. Combat techniques that use an opponent's strength against them. Eva knows how to temporarily disable nerve clusters in most known species. Without weapons, Kalen marveled. Ambassador Sharma's voice suddenly turned serious. In human history, Ambassador, we have learned that the most dangerous weapon in any room is the human mind. Everything else is just an accessory. As they entered the Grand Council chamber, Kalen noticed the other ambassadors gave the human delegation a wider berth than before. News traveled fast on the confluence. He wondered what other surprises these weaponless guards might reveal before the day was done. 3 days into the Nexus Accords summit, Kalen found himself increasingly fascinated by the human delegation. The incident with the Kthar had spread like wildfire, growing more elaborate with each retelling. By the 3rd day, rumors claimed the human guards had single-handedly defeated the entire Kthar security detail, while Ambassador Sharma continued a casual conversation, sipping her coffee. The truth was impressive enough. Your species enjoys cultivating an air of mystery, Kalen observed as he and Sharma shared a meal in the station's diplomatic lounge. Sharma spread a substance called butter on something humans called bread. Odd customs. Mystery has its uses in dip. Lomaki, wouldn't you agree? She said. Perhaps, he conceded. Though I wonder if your guard's capabilities are similarly exaggerated. Sharma took a bite of her food, chewing thoughtfully. You know what's interesting about humans, Ambassador? We're pack predators who evolved to look harmless. Most predator species evolved obvious weapons, fangs, claws, venom. Humans, we look soft, vulnerable. It served us well. Across the lounge, Marcus Thorne stood casually by the entrance. He looked relaxed, but Kalen had been watching long enough to notice how the human's gaze continuously swept the room, cataloging threats, planning movements. You're Marcus. Kalen nodded in the guard's direction. He never truly relaxes, does he? Occupational habit, Sharma replied. Before diplomatic service, Marcus was what we call a doorman at high-security venues on Earth. His job was to prevent trouble before it started and handle it quietly if it did. And the female, Tanya. Sharma's expression became unreadable. Tanya has a more specialized background. Let's just say she's intimately familiar with 16 ways to incapacitate most sentient species using nothing but her hands. Kalen's primary heart skipped a beat. You humans are quite terrifying, you know, says the species with natural armor and acid glands. Sharma laughed. Their conversation was interrupted by Emissary Zlisk of the Palin hierarchy. The Palin resembled iridescent insectoids, known for their technological prowess and somewhat flexible ethical standards. Ambassador Sharma, Zlisk's translator unit converted the clicks and chirps. A pleasure to witness your continued survival after the Kthar encounter. Emissary Zlisk, please join us, Sharma smiled. I must admit, the Palin settled onto a specially designed chair. Your species continues to surprise the Council. First your rapid technological advancement, then your unusual diplomatic methods, and now, these guards of yours. We're just full of surprises, Sharma said, her tone light, but her eyes watchful. Zlisk's mandibles twitched. Indeed, the proposal your delegation submitted regarding the disputed territories is equally surprising. The Palin hierarchy wonders what other surprises might be revealed in private discussion. Sharma's expression didn't change, but Kalen noticed Eva Rostova had silently materialized just within earshot of their table. He hadn't even seen her move. I'm always open to discussion, Emissary Zlisk, Sharma replied. Excellent. Perhaps you would honor me by visiting my private quarters this evening. We Palins prefer to conduct meaningful negotiations away from excessive observation. Kalen felt his exoskeleton tighten. The Palins were notorious for using unorthodox methods, including subtle neurodisruptors that affected judgment and memory. Their private quarters were rumored to be filled with such devices. I'd be delighted, Sharma said, surprising Kalen. Shall we say 2000 hours station time? Perfect, Zlisk rose fluidly. Come alone, of course. My security team is uncomfortable around your guards after recent events. After Zlisk departed, Kalen leaned forward urgently. Ambassador, you cannot seriously intend to enter a Palin's private quarters without protection. Their neuromanipulation technology is legendary. Sharma dabbed her lips with a napkin. Who said I'd be without protection? But the Palin requested you come alone. And I will appear to be alone, Sharma smiled. Marcus and Eva won't be visible. But trust me, they will be there. Kalen blinked. The station security systems will detect them if they attempt to follow you. Sharma's smile widened. No, they won't. That evening, Kalen couldn't focus. His mind kept returning to the human ambassador's foolhardy meeting. Against his better judgment, he made his way to the residential section where the Palin delegation was quartered. As he rounded a corner, he nearly collided with Eva Rostova, who appeared silently from a service corridor Kalen hadn't even known existed. Ambassador Kalen, she greeted him calmly. Out for an evening stroll? I was concerned about Ambassador Sharma, he admitted. Eva's expression gave away nothing. Ambassador Sharma is currently concluding her meeting with Emissary Zlisk. It's been quite productive. But, how did you? The Palin requested she come alone. Eva's lips curved in a slight smile. Emissary Zlisk only yes. Ambassador Sharma enter his quarters. Perception and reality don't always align. Where is Marcus? Kalen asked, looking around. Exactly where he needs to be, Eva replied cryptically. Before Kalen could question her further, his communication device chirped. An automated alert from the Council's security system. An attempted breach of the station's central database, originating from the Palin quarters. What have you done? Kalen gasped. Eva looked genuinely surprised. Nothing yet. The door to Zlisk's quarters slid open. Sharma emerged, looking completely composed. Behind her, Kalen could see Emissary Zlisk surrounded by station security officers. Perfect timing, Kalen, Sharma greeted him cheerfully. You're just in time to witness a significant development in our negotiations. Zlisk's compound eyes reflected chaotic patterns of distress. This is outrageous. The human planted evidence. There was no attempted breach. The security chief, a stoic Mondovi, gestured to his datapad. The logs are clear, emissary. While meeting with the human ambassador, Someone used your personal access codes to attempt entry into restricted Council archives regarding Earth's defense capabilities. Sharma looked appropriately shocked. Emissaries Lisk, I'm disappointed. And here I thought we were having such a productive conversation. Kalen stared at Sharma, then at Eva, then back at the scene. He noticed Marcus Thorne was now somehow standing among the security team, though Kalen hadn't seen him arrive. How? Kalen whispered to Eva. Human diplomatic guards are trained in more than just physical protection, she replied quietly. Marcus has certain skills with electronic systems. I have other specialties. Between us, we ensure our ambassador's safety in all domains. Physical, digital, and political. As the Palin was escorted away, protesting his innocence, Sharma joined them. You look troubled, Ambassador, she said pleasantly. Did your guards frame the Palin? He asked, his voice barely audible. Sharma's expression became serious. The Palin quarters were filled with illegal neurodisruptors, configured to influence anyone in the room to reveal classified information. If emissaries Lisk happened to attempt accessing restricted files while those disruptors were active, well, consequences follow actions. But your guards don't carry weapons, Kalen said, trying to reconcile what he knew with what he suspected. Traditional weapons, no. Sharma placed a friendly hand on his arm. But as I told you before, the human mind is the most dangerous weapon, and my guards are very, very well equipped in that department. As they walked back toward the diplomatic quarters, Kalen realized the humans had shown the Council something far more frightening than mere physical prowess. Their guards didn't need weapons, because they weaponized everything around them. Information systems, perception, even the actions of their adversaries. And the most terrifying part? They did it all with a smile. The Grand Council chamber buzzed with tension. News of emissaries Lisk's detention had created ripples of unease. The Tulak Dominion formally requests an investigation into human diplomatic practices, boomed Ambassador Gorza, a large gelatinous being. 2 incidents in less than a week suggest a pattern of provocative behavior. Sharma stood, flanked by her silent guards. The incidents in question were not instigated by Earth, Ambassador. In both cases, my security detail responded appropriately to clear violations of Council protocol. Responded with methods that circumvent our security systems. Gorza countered. Methods that have not been disclosed to the Council. Sharma smiled that infuriating half-smile. With respect, Earth has fully disclosed all technological capabilities. My guards carry no technology that violates Council regulations. Then explain how they entered emissaries Lisk's quarters undetected. I never said they entered his quarters, Sharma replied smoothly. My guards simply ensured I was protected during a meeting that, as it turns out, involved illegal neurodisruptors and attempted data theft. Warlord Grok of the Kthar suddenly rose. The human lies. My guards report her protectors possess abilities beyond normal physical parameters. They must be using concealed enhancement technology. Your guards attacked a diplomatic representative on neutral ground, Shah. RMA countered, her voice pleasant. That my security detail prevented this without causing permanent harm should be cause for gratitude, not suspicion. We demand inspection. Grok roared. A full medical and technological scan of these human guards. The chamber erupted. Kalen raised his appendages for silence. Ambassador Sharma, he said carefully, would you consent to a Council-supervised examination to put these concerns to rest? Sharma conferred briefly with her guards, then nodded. We have nothing to hide. At 1500 hours, a curious assembly gathered in the station's advanced medical facility. Chief Medical Officer Eris Thorne, a human who had been with the Council for decades, would oversee the proceedings. We will begin with standard biological scans, Dr. Thorne announced. The scans hummed to life. Holographic displays materialized, showing detailed anatomical information. Dr. Thorne studied the readings. Initial scans show standard human biology. No implants. No genetic modifications beyond what falls within natural human variation. Grok snorted. Impossible. Scan again. The scanners are already at maximum sensitivity. Dr. Thorne replied patiently. I can confirm these humans have no technological or biological enhancements. Then explain their speed and precision. Grok demanded. Dr. Thorne looked to Sharma, who nodded. Training, he said simply. Intensive, specialized training. No species can achieve such results through training alone, objected Ambassador Gorza. Dr. Thorne expanded a holographic display, highlighting the human's muscular and nervous systems. Humans have several biological advantages. Their muscle fiber composition allows for both explosive power and fine motor control. Their proprioception, their awareness of body position, can be honed to exceptional levels. But the speed, Grok insisted. My guards are twice their mass. Marcus Thorne spoke for the first time. His deep voice carried effortlessly. Mass is often a disadvantage in close-quarters combat. As for reaction time, humans don't react. We anticipate. The room fell silent. Explain, Kalen requested. Eva Rostova spoke, her voice quiet but clear. Most species train to react to an attack once it begins. Humans train to read micro-expressions, body language, muscle tension, eye movement, breathing patterns. We know you are going to attack before you do. Preposterous. Grok growled. Eva looked at him calmly. Your left secondary heart rate increases when you are preparing to strike. Your scales flush slightly at the base of your neck. Your weight shifts to your rear leg approximately 0.8 seconds before you lunge. These tells are quite obvious once you know what to look for. Grok's expression of pure shock confirmed her accuracy. What guard Rostova is describing, Dr. Thorne explained, is pattern recognition, a cognitive skill at which humans excel. Combined with their neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire neural pathways through repetitive training, it allows for the development of what appear to be superhuman abilities to other species. Are you suggesting all humans possess these capabilities? Gorza asked, his form pale. No, Sharma interjected. Like any species, humans vary. Marcus and Eva represent individuals who demonstrated exceptional aptitude and then underwent years of specialized training. Training in what, precisely? Kalen asked. Everything, Marcus answered. Combat techniques from dozens of Earth cultures. Psychology, kinesiology, threat assessment, environmental awareness. We study how bodies work, how minds work, and how to use that knowledge for protection. Without weapons, Kalen marveled. With anything, Eva corrected. Or nothing. A weapon is just a tool. The mind behind it is what matters. As the examination concluded, the council representatives filed out in unsettled silence. You have created more fear today, not less, Kalen observed to Sharma. Perhaps, she nodded. But fear based on truth is preferable to fear based on misconception. The truth being that your guards are dangerous because they are human, not because of technology we could counter or restrict. Precisely, Sharma said. The council wanted to know why human diplomatic guards carry no weapons. She glanced at her guards, who had resumed their watchful positions. Now they do. Because they are the weapons, Kalen said quietly. Sharma's expression turned. Ned suddenly serious. No, Ambassador. Because they don't need weapons to protect me. She smiled. There's a difference. As Kalen watched the human delegation depart, he couldn't help but wonder if the distinction Sharma made was meaningful, or if it was the most frightening revelation of all.